Same place. Okay, so that's still all good. All right, I just had to make sure that sound was not too off. More time in Christ, clap it up. Most High in Christ. It's the Isupk, you understand, Durham, North Carolina. I'm saying it's the Tuesday Brotherhood class. First things first, Yahweh Bashim Shah to the brothers, Yahweh Shemar Bashim Shah to the sisters. You know what I mean? And like I said, we are here in Durham, North Carolina. Police officer 50,000 holding down the class today. Officer Yarbach couldn't be here today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna hold it down for the brother. We're gonna get into a few things dealing with brotherhood. Because it's sorely lacking in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. If I don't think I'm telling you something you don't know. You know what I'm saying? But let me just also begin the class, like we always begin the class by saying, we are the Isupk, you understand, out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahan. We teach the truth according to the Bible, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians are the true Jews. Also, real quick, don't let me forget, we're not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group or organization. You know what I mean? If it's not of the Isupk under Commanding General Yahan, it is not the truth. All right? And so now, yesterday I got started with something. I was talking about a certain thing, and then, you know what I'm saying, my brother came and took over the class. You know what I'm saying? My brother, Officer Yazaa, taught an excellent class going in on that disgusting swine that our people can't seem to stop eating. You understand? Then could you could you check the Facebook, the YouTube, just to make sure that it's running? You know what I mean? So yeah. So yeah. But I was talking about, man, that damn coronavirus got everybody losing their damn mind, man. Just running around scared. People's like, it's kind of like you see a lot of people making jokes about it, but then you'll see something like, oh, a whole bunch of new cases, and it's gonna make its way to this place, and it's gonna spread and all this, and everybody's losing their minds. And like I was saying yesterday, for the first time, it seemed like Moab is getting a little, just a little taste of what it's like to be. What's the word they use for us? What's the word they use when a young black male is automatically assumed to be a criminal? You see him and how he dresses, or how he talks, how he walks.
Stereotype.
Stereotype is one, but there's another word. Most High give her a hand. Profile. That's what it is. They're being profiled. They're people are looking at them and saying, "Wait a minute, they got some corona over there. Let's not go that way. Let's go around the corner that way. Maybe we should cross the street." What you got?
It was funny because today I saw a post where they said that people, because of coronavirus, people stopped buying Coronas.
Now that's just ridiculous. That's racist.
That's ridiculous, man.
That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
You understand? If I'm not mistaken, Corona beer is made in Mexico. It has nothing to do with no damn Moabites, man. Leave Corona beers alone. Just because Corona is in it don't mean it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm from the border of Corona, Queens, so I don't just assume Corona means that. Here, but what I will say, you understand? But the funny part about that is, what I was really gonna, if I can, let me see if I can find the video. Let me see. It's the one you showed me. Nah. I guess this oh they took it down. I guess that out in California, I guess this mobile was, you know what I'm saying, walking through some neighborhood and a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, Israelites, a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, black people was, huh? Oh, well, I don't have access to that, so, you know what I mean? But this article had the video, but they took it down. I think they might have removed it. He's walking through the neighborhood or whatever with a bunch of, you know, Judites or whatever. And I guess they start hurling racial slurs. They start saying nasty things about Asians and they hate Asians or something like that they were saying. And they was just kind of like, you know, roughhousing them. And I think they ultimately robbed him. I don't know if he got beat up. I think he got robbed. And I see all over the internet, I see not only, there's two things that killed me. One, I saw black people feeling sorry for him. Oh my God, this is disgusting. This is not right. Racism is just wrong. It's not okay. It's because they do it to us, do it to other people. Two wrongs don't make it right. That's what I saw. That disgusts me, right? Because two wrongs don't make it right. But if you do wrong to me and I get revenge, that's right.
That's right.
You understand? When I say get revenge again, I'm not telling you to go out and shoot and kill people or harm them. Don't do anything illegal. I'm not saying what they did was right in that sense. But I'm not going to feel sorry for that cat. You understand? And then the second thing, it didn't bother me in the same way. But what's the chick name from that show? What's the name of the show? The Real. Sisters love that show. Y'all, they love to watch shows like The Real. What's the other one? I guess that's for older a little bit. You know what I mean? But shows like The Real and the Real talk shows. And one of the one that's married to Young Jeezy. They're not married? Well, they're together. Whatever. Okay, well, they're married scripturally, but she's with Young Jeezy, the rapper. She's Asian, right? What is she? Filipino, something like that? Which country? Chinese? Well, whatever she is, she Asian. She went on the show and it's just so sad. And this is just wrong. And oh my God, it disgusts me. I want to help him. I'll send him this and that, and this is horrible. We got to come together, and we all races have to join hands. That's what she was saying. Am I lying? No, that's what she was saying. Then I saw another video. There's a cat from New York named Adam Mack. He's a rapper. Gritty New York rapper. He was part of a Chinese gang, the Go Shadow, something like that. And you know, he's got that. One of them Asian cats that grew up around black people. So he talks a certain way, he dresses a certain way. He like that. He came out and said the same thing. This is horrible. Like, this is just not right, man. I want to help you, man. People got to have more respect, da da da. And all I could think about, first I'll do the second one. All I could think about was, well, where was y'all when black women were getting their heads beat in nail salons? Where was y'all, you understand, when black people had to go to, the other nations had to go to Moab so they can get their hair products? And they get mistreated in the beauty supply store. Where was y'all then? Y'all wasn't saying we got to come together and treat people better then. But now, because one of y'all went through it, and what they're doing is, I'm not mad at them because what they're doing for their people is right. What I'm mad about is why don't our people have that? They see one old Asian man getting manhandled on the internet, and they're like, yo, nah, this ain't right. No, but not us. I'm going back to the first point. We'll see one of them getting mistreated and we'll jump on the bandwagon, but hate our own people at the same time. I couldn't believe it. So now, I want to go into what love is according to the Bible, what brotherhood is, how you show it, how you demonstrate, some of the lies that they tell about it. Then I'm gonna get into I'm not gonna go into a history, but I'm gonna bring out the article, I'm saying, about some things that happened just to drive home the point. But first things first, brother. First, give me, you know what I need, give me Zephaniah 2:1. That's how we gotta start the class. Give me that one first.
The book of Zephaniah. The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Right. We bring up this scripture almost every class because Isupk and Commander Junior Hana, we stand on brotherhood. Shalom, like Yahweh Shemal Shabbat. We stand on brotherhood. And we get a lot of heat for the things we say, no matter whether we at camp, on the internet, you know what I'm saying, on Facebook, YouTube, whatever it may be. We get a lot of heat for the things we say. They don't like the things we say. They hate us. But the thing about it is that every single thing we say, everything, there's not one thing that Isupk teaches that, first of all, that's not in the Bible. Everything we teach is straight out of the Bible. That's number one. But at the end of the day, everything we teach is about brotherhood. Everything. That black women can't stand to hear and get mad at us for, we teach it because we love black women. Everything that we teach, that a black man or Hispanic man, if any man sees and gets angry about and wants to fight us, wants to spit on us for, disrespect us, disrespect Commander General Yohana, disrespect the generals and the captains in the school. Every single thing that we teach those brothers is because we love them. And we want them to love their other brothers. We want the sisters to love their sisters and their brothers. So when we say something about child support and black women get up in arms, well, I mean, of course they do. Because they're living in a society that teaches them that hating black men is beneficial to them. That hating black men is the way of the world. They drive it into you. They train you in that way. You grow up. Whatever's going on in your family, going on in your neighborhood, all you see is images of black men that you feel like you're supposed to hate him. I'm supposed to hate that nigga. So when you get older and you carry it, it's the same thing. So when you see a bunch of black men standing on the corner telling you to love black men enough not to put them on child support, it's like an affront to your nature. You understand? When you're a black man in your whole life, you looked at black women as just something to use and toss away and go on about your day. Then when we tell you that sex is marriage and that if you're sleeping with her, you gotta stay with her, of course you're gonna hate us. You understand? But we read this scripture because we have to get together. We talk about it in all of the social media. Isn't it a memo bugging? Isn't that every time you turn around, it's a post about what's black people, when we gonna come together? Why can't we love each other? Why can't we do this? Why can't we respect each other? Why do we kill each other? Why can't we stay together in our relationships? Why is this right in the Bible? Guess what? The same way you're complaining about why are we not together, the Bible commanded you to be together. Read from the top.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Gather yourselves together, you know?
Yeah, gather together.
He said it twice. Gather yourselves together. Yes, gather together. Because despite all the rhetoric, you tell a black man in the ghetto to go join with them niggas across the street. He look at you like you are absolutely crazy. You tell a brother, you know what I'm saying, from this block to go join with them brothers from that block that they beefing with, to him it's like, you must want me to die. But the Bible is telling you, forget all that other stuff. You're supposed to come together with your people. You know?
Oh nation.
Oh what?
Oh nation.
No, oh Crips.
Oh nation.
Oh Bloods.
Oh nation.
Oh light-skinned girls.
Oh nation.
Oh dark-skinned girls.
Oh nation.
You're supposed to gather together because you are a nation of people. All that other stuff, you know what I'm saying, you wear this flag, and you from this block, and you from this class, you went to this school, you rich, I'm middle class, he's poor. All that stuff means nothing to God. Nothing to the Most High. He said, gather yourselves together. Oh, what?
Nation.
Oh, nation.
Not desire.
Oh, nation. And then he told you who you were. So that way you couldn't get it mixed up and think it's somebody else in it. You understand? Gather yourselves together. Oh, nation, not desire. If you're black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you're a nation that's not desire. If you're Native Indian, you know good goddamn well they're trying to kill you off.
That's right.
Straight up. You know what I'm saying? People think they succeeded, but they didn't. You know what I mean? If you're a black man, you know they're trying to kill you every day. Everything about your life is about destroying yourself. Whether it be that narcotic you cannot get off of. You understand? Whether it be that environment you live in, you live in the worst parts of the cities, breathing in all the smog. You know what I'm saying? Eating all kinds of chemicals, living with rats and roaches. You do know that those animals carry diseases, correct? And this is where you live. Hispanic brothers too. You know?
O nation not desired. Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth.
No, drop that. Drop that. Yeah, well, we got to gather ourselves together, right? So first things first. Yanazar, give me Matthew chapter 22 and verse 36. I want to break this down real fast. Who has ever heard a Christian say this? We know Christians say God loves everybody. Who has ever heard a Christian say, you're supposed to love thy neighbor?
22 and what?
Matthew chapter 22 and verse 36. Anybody ever heard a Christian talk about loving thy neighbor? You raise your hand, sis. If you have you? Yeah, you gotta raise your hand. I'm asking for hands. Let me see the hands. Like if you have heard this from Christians, hands raised, please. Count. If you in the chat as well, just let me know. So you've heard this phrase about loving your neighbor. So can somebody tell me, when a Christian, I'm asking you specifically, when a Christian says that, what are they saying?
Yeah. We want to save the white man too.
That's exactly what they're saying. Because let's be clear, when a Christian says, love thy neighbor, they're not talking about the Moabite with coronavirus. They're not talking about him. They're not talking about the Elamite with the you know what I'm saying, that smells like curd. That's not what they're talking about. They're talking about the oppressor. Because Christians love, read my mind, more than anything. Black Christians, Hispanic Christians, Native Indian Christians love what more than anything in this world? They love the oppressor. They love the so-called white man. Love him. Dearly. You understand? And he's their favorite thing on planet Earth. So when they say that, that's exactly what they're talking about. Well, let's get it. Go ahead and read that out. This is the scripture that they're using.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 36. Master, which is the great commandment in the law?
Okay, so what is this brother asking? What is he asking? Get it out.
What is the most substantial law in the law? Of all the laws, which one is the most important?
Right. That's the most high in Christ. That's exactly what he's asking. He's saying, what is the, read it again?
Master, which is the great commandment in the law?
Master, which is the great commandment? What's the most important thing? What is the great commandment? Says what is the most important law? Right? That's the question he's asking. Read on.
Verse 37. And Yahushua said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart and with all thy soul
Right, so Christ answered him back. He's going to give him the answer. He said, you shall do what?
Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
Right, so he said, the number one commandment, the great commandment is to love the Most High with all thy heart, all thy soul, with all thy mind. Read on.
Verse 38, this is the first and great commandment.
This is the most important thing, right? But don't get it twisted. It's going to explain itself. Read on.
Verse 39, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Thou shalt do what?
Love thy neighbor as thyself.
Thou shalt do what?
Love thy neighbor as thyself.
So that is the second great commandment, to love your neighbor as yourself. That is absolutely true. Read on.
Verse 40, on these two commandments.
Read it again.
On these two commandments.
On these two commandments, read.
Hang all the Lord and the prophets.
No, all the law and the prophets are separate.
All the Lord and the prophets.
No, you don't got to keep the other laws.
All the Lord and the prophets.
On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. What does that mean? Get up.
If you perform these two, then the other you don't even have to worry about. But not worry about it, but
yeah, that's a Christian answer.
Yeah.
No, you too up. You too up. That's why we keep asking. Because a Christian will say that. A Christian will say, if you keep those two commandments, you don't got to worry about the rest.
Right.
But you know when they say that, they mean literally, if you love God and love your neighbor, you can eat pork. That's what they think. You can eat crab, shrimp, and lobster. That's what they think that means. So what does it actually mean? Yeah.
That these two laws uphold the other laws.
What do you mean uphold?
I mean, if you perform these two laws, you can more easily perform the others.
No.
You're not going to wait for your answer.
Okay, no sweat. No sweat. No sweat. Read it from 38 again.
Verse 38. This is the first and great commandment.
And so it said to love God, right? With all your heart, all your soul, all your mind. That's the first and great commandment. Read on.
And the second is like unto.
So the second one isn't much different. It's pretty much the same thing as the first. Read on.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Read on.
Verse 40. On these two commandments.
On these two commandments. So imagine you have these two commandments, right? One is love God, or your soul, your mind. And the other is love your neighbor as yourself. And it says, so these are two, imagine they're two, I don't know, stands or hangers or something. Read on.
Hang all.
On these two commandments, hang, read on.
All the law and the prophets.
All the law and the prophets. Let me get you a precept to help you out real quick. Right? We're going to explain it and break it down. Because it's very important. And I'm not going to lose you. We're going to break down that later. You know what I'm saying? But it's important to do this, right? So, Salakia, I need another scripture. Okay, let's make sure I got it before I go there. Come. Most High in Christ. I'm going to save that. We're going to come back to that. Now, go to Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17. Right? First things first, let's get the neighbor. We're going to break down what the scripture is saying, but first let's get the neighbor part so when we go to this other scripture, it will make sense. right? So we're going to figure out what it means all law hangs on these two laws. Okay? Read that. But the first thing, the second one of those laws was what? It said, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So go ahead and read what you got. Let me know where you at.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother.
Thou shalt what?
Not hate thy brother.
Hold on, wait a minute. This is in what book?
The book of Leviticus, the Old Testament.
The book of Leviticus. What is the Leviticus is what?
The law.
The law. Right? That's why they call it, sometimes they call it the Levitical law. Right? And now you're in verse what?
Verse 17.
Read it again.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother.
So this is a law. This is the Most High giving a law, right, through Moses to the children of Israel. If you read up, you don't gotta go. I'll go there. At the top, says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Right? Then he says, ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. So he's giving them the law. Right? He's giving them another aspect of the law. That's why I told him to be holy. To be holy means to be separate, right? Now, read what you got again. One more time from the top.
The book of Leviticus.
This is a law. Read.
Chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother.
Hate who?
Thy brother.
Who?
Thy brother.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother. Read.
In thine heart.
You shall not hate your brother in your heart. It's against the law to hate your brother in your heart. Hold a grudge against your brother. You understand? It is against the law to do that. Now read on.
Thou shalt in any wise.
Thou shalt in any wise, right? So in any wise meaning what? Thou shalt in this way rebuke
thy neighbor.
Who?
Thy neighbor.
You shall rebuke who?
Thy neighbor.
Wait a minute. Read it from the top. One more time.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother.
You can't hate your brother. Read.
In thine heart.
Read.
Thou shalt in any wise
Read.
thy neighbor.
By what?
Thy neighbor.
Your brother is your what?
Neighbor.
So according to the Bible, your neighbor is who? Your brother. Read on.
And not suffer sin upon him.
And not suffer sin upon him. So right there, we see that brother and neighbor are used interchangeably. Your neighbor is your brother. Give me Zondervan, give me the definition of neighbor in Zondervan. We're going to read that, then we're going to go back to the scripture and prove it even further to where it's not even deniable. Let me know when you got it, Doc. And we're going to break down what that other scripture is talking about. Man. Neig.
Right. It goes from H.
I got it right here if you need it.
I got it.
Okay.
Because it went from H to U up to U. Neighbor Stein. That threw me off.
Okay.
So look here. Neighbor in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, page 395. Neighbor, the name given, Commandments 6 through 10 deal with duties toward one's neighbor.
Right, so Commandments 6 through 10 deal with duties towards one neighbor. Read on.
In OT, in the Old Testament, neighbor meant one who lived nearby.
Neighbor meant one who lived nearby. That's why they, so somebody might read that and think they talk about Mr. Coronavirus next door. Let's get some more and see what it's talking about.
A fellow Israelite.
A what?
A fellow Israelite.
No, a Caucasian man.
A fellow Israelite.
A Moabite.
A fellow Israelite.
A Hawaiian.
A fellow Israelite.
Your neighbor is a fellow Israelite. The Bible commands you not to hate your brother, not to hate your neighbor. The Bible is telling you to love your people. That's what it's saying. Your nation. the Israelites. Now jump back to Leviticus and let's get the next verse and let's just clear up any doubt that there can be.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 18. Salakia. Thou shalt not avenge.
Thou shalt not what?
Avenge.
Thou shalt not avenge. You're not supposed to try to get. Come. Thou shalt not avenge. As in try to get revenge and because the brother stepped on your shoe, now you gotta go, you know what I'm saying, do worse than stepping on his shoe. You shouldn't even be trying to step on his shoe, but my brother do that to you, the first thing you want to do is get the pistol over something, over something like that. Right? That's why the Bible is telling, again, we'll see, but who is this for? Caucasians don't step on each other's shoes and try to shoot each other. You understand? Both whites don't step on each other's shoes and try to murder each other in the streets. That doesn't happen. That's not how they live. But you know who does do that? Israelites do that. And not just black people, again. You go to the man, wasn't it it was a Hispanic brother, I think. What was his name? Junior? In the Bronx? He was Hispanic. So it's plaguing Israelites. Read from the top, verse 18.
Thou shalt not avenge.
Thou shalt not avenge, read.
Nor bear any grudge.
Right? You can't bear a grudge against your brother when you're holding something in. You mad at him about something from years back and you're still holding it against them. Read on.
Against the of thy people.
Against who?
The children of thy people.
Against the children of thy people. Against your people. The commandment is telling you, you can't do this to your people. Right? Because we're family. Are we all close relatives? No. But we all, the word, you know what I'm saying, race and nation, right? These words come from words that mean family. Kinship. Right? That's why when Adam said, now she flesh of my flesh, you know what I'm saying, bone of my bone, she was from his family. Doesn't mean she was his goddamn sister. That's not what that's talking about. But they were of the same stock. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we come from the same stock. You know what I mean? That's why we got rhythm and they don't. That's why we can cook and they don't. That's why we have skills and they don't. You understand? Read on.
But thou shalt.
Wait a minute now. So it said you can't bear a grudge or avenge against the children of thy people, your family, your race. Read.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor.
Who?
Thy neighbor.
The children of thy people is who?
Thy neighbor.
Read on.
As thyself.
Ooh, read on.
I am the Lord.
Man, Salakia. So when some Salakia fake Israelite tries to tell you that the New Testament is making up laws and not keeping laws, jump back to where we were in Matthew and read that again, please.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 36.
Start at Salakia, you can go ahead and start at 38.
Verse 38. This is the first and great commandment.
Right?
Verse 39. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. That's a commandment. Christ is teaching from the law. Love the Most High. That's one of the 10. And it says, love thy neighbor as thyself. He's talking about Leviticus. Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 18. Right? Love thy neighbor as thyself. Read on.
Verse 40. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Now jump to 1 John chapter 4 and verse 20 and let's make it make sense. Right? So we're starting to shape up, but let's make it make perfect sense. So now we know that when a Christian says neighbor is anybody, they're lying, right? That's clear, right? Your neighbor is your brother. Your neighbor is your people, your race. Read that.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love the Most High.
So if a man says, I love God, read.
And hateth his brother.
He says he loves God, but he hates his brother. Read on.
He is a
He
liar.
is a liar. You cannot love God and hate your brother, and you can't love your brother and hate God. You can't do that. It's not possible. Read.
For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?
Right. So now, loving your brother is how you love God. Or better yet, you cannot love God if you hate your brother. The bomb, y'all. Y'all get that? You came up with the show? Nothing else. Slap that guy.
3.
Yup. See? Read my mind. Most High Christ.
The book of 1 John.
Hold on 1 second.
Slap.
That's what.
Apologize for
Shalom, sis.
being late. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, y'all. Zara. Can read that.
The book of 1. For this is the love of God.
So we done read, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Love the Most High with all thy heart, soul, and mind. Then we read the scripture that said, if you say you love the Most High, hate your brother, you're lying because they're one and the same. That's what the other scripture said, right? The other scripture said the second is like unto the first. That's why Christ said that, because they go together. Read on.
For this is the love of God.
This is what that love looks like. Read.
That we keep his commandments.
Now we do what?
Keep his commandments.
No, we just say that we love him, and that means we love him.
Keep his commandments.
Read.
And his commandments are not grievous.
All right, now, for the final leg, jump right on back to what Christ said, and let's make it make sense. Let's bring all of it together. You understand? Shalaki. Let's bring all of it together and see what that scripture means, verse 40. So start from verse
40.
Start from 36.
36.
So we get the whole picture. Because the sisters weren't here before.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 36. Master, which is the great commandment in the law?
Right.
And Yahweh, Jesus said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
So what he's asking him, we said before, he's saying, well, what's the most important law? That's not really what it is. It's not fair. It's not accurate to say what's the most important law. It's almost like saying, like, what's the most dynamic law? Like, what law encompasses more? What law means the most? Not is more important, because we know that there is no law that's more important than any other law. Go ahead. It's like there's no sin greater than the other.
Foundation.
Right. That's a good word. And that, especially when we get to the end of it. Keep going.
38. This is the first great commandment.
This is the first and great commandment. This is the most, like you said, it's a good word, the most foundational commandment. Read.
And the second is like unto it.
Right.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Read on.
Verse 40. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Use the word foundation. Now bring it home for me. What does that mean? On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Based on everything we read, what is it saying?
This is the foundation of all the law. That all the laws stem from this law.
Switch it. Because, I mean, yes and no. You onto it, but you just got to bring me home. You onto it. You say, foundation. Like I said, I like that word. Foundation. And then you say, all of the law does what? Stems from.
Yeah, stems from this law as the foundation.
But then again, a Christian could say, well, then if I love God, then I don't greater than 90 pork. Read.
But if you have a foundation, you have to build on that foundation.
Right.
So the other laws are like that.
You're right. So here, I'll put it to you like this. How do you love your neighbor?
It's the way you treat them.
How you know how to treat your neighbor?
You have to go by the law.
Right? So what does that mean?
Love thy neighbor.
You loving your neighbor, but all the law hangs on that. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. Essentially, what it's saying is that there's 600 plus laws in the Bible. Every single one of them boils down to this. You could almost say all of those laws without saying them by just saying, love the Most High with all your heart and soul, and love thy neighbor as thyself. How you treat your wife is loving your neighbor as yourself. How you treat your children, how you treat your mother and your father is loving your neighbor as yourself. Not eating pork is loving the Most High with all your heart and mind and soul. Why? Because your body is the temple of the Most High. If you take care of it, you're demonstrating that you love him. But if you eat pork, then you don't love God. You eat crab, you don't love God. You hate your brother, you don't love God. You hit your wife, you beat on your wife, you don't love God. You know what I'm saying? You disrespect your husband, you don't love God. Every single law in the Bible, every single one, no matter what it is about love. Everyone. And it's funny because, like I was saying in the beginning of the class, they look at us and a brother was the number one heckler. Standing there. He had mental problems, but for hours on some like he wants to kill us. I hate y'all. I want to fight y'all. Y'all preaching hate. This is crazy. And this is a black man. Meanwhile, every time we go out there, read my mind.
The commandment of love thy neighbor.
Read it. Yes, read it. Say it again.
And this is the second, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
That's what it is. Every single action we do is loving our neighbor as ourselves. I'm in the truth already. I don't need him, but I love him enough to risk my life, even though I'm already in here, to help him be in here. You understand what I'm saying? So when they say, love thy neighbor as thyself, first off, a Christian pastor who's talking about the coronavirus, your neighbor is your family. Your neighbor is your race. That's number one. And number two, love is not arbitrary. Love is not something that you make up in your mind. I love you. What does that mean? Has anybody in here, okay, without giving too much detail, has anybody ever told somebody they love them and then look back and be like, nah, I did not love that person at all? Oh, so y'all just something. I'm pretty sure I told a girl I love her when I was like 11. I'm sure I did. I'm pretty sure that there was some little girl when I was 11 or 12 that I saw in a million movies, and I thought, okay, I'm supposed to tell her I love her. So I told her. I guess, okay, y'all didn't go through that. No sweat. Most High in Christ. Okay. Has anybody ever told you that they love you and their actions didn't? Fleeting. It's not something that, okay, well, maybe he does this and maybe she does that. Love is very direct. It's the Bible tells you how to love. If you love your husband, do what? Submit to him, because that's what the Bible says to do. Wives, submit yourselves. That's biblical. That's a fact. That's just what it is. If you are a husband and you love your wife, take care of your wife. You know what I'm saying? Protect her. Be willing to die for her. Teach her. She doesn't know things. That's her job. You know what I'm saying? Your children. Can you love your children and starve them to death? Because you know that there's a woman right now somewhere doing that. There's a woman right now crying, you know what I'm saying? Because what is it? Child Protective Services is about to come take her kids. And she's crying saying, I love them. And they haven't eaten in days. And it's not something that, she couldn't help. So the scripture talking about love thy neighbor as thyself and loving God with all your heart and soul. Absolutely true. They go hand in hand. You have got to love your people. You can't, there's no choices. There's no maybes about it. Loving blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is a commandment. You understand? We clear on that? Most High in Christ. Now, get me. I want to go to the article. No, give me Psalms 109 and verse 4. Give me that. And then after that, I'm going to have you, I'm going to send an article to you. Select it.
The book of Psalms 109, verse 4.
Because the problem is we give our love to the wrong. I went through all of that because in our community, loving each other seems to be difficult for us. Right? It seems to be something that we can't seem to get along. We just have problems or whatever. But the Bible makes it very clear for us, so we don't have to worry. What you got?
As we speak, as you teach, we realize that the reason for that is that we don't know what love is most of our lives.
Right.
The average person out there don't know that love is work.
Right. That's a fact. Give that brother a hand. Because that is so true. The average person out there does not know that love is work. You know what I'm saying? Just like, and it's funny because like the general brought out, like loving your kids is very uncomfortable. I would imagine. I don't have kids yet, but I imagine that certain aspects of doing what you have to do to make sure that they're fed, clothed, and taken care of them is taxing on you. So people think in their marriage that their marriage is all about what makes them happy. And that's love. If my man makes me happy all the time, then that's true love. But it don't work like that with your kids. You loving your kids means you got to sacrifice, right? You got to wake up sometimes early in the morning, right? When they're babies and things like that. You got to go to work and you got to go to that. Sometimes you got to go to that school play that you know is going to be corny. But you got to go to it anyway because they wanted you to be there. You know what I mean? It's not about you. So what makes you think in a marriage is any different? It's not about you all the time. It's give and take. Right. But like you said, you know what I mean? We don't know what love is. We don't know how to love our own mothers, man. We don't know how to love our own fathers, our own sisters and brothers. We don't know how to love each other. Even within families. My own family, your own family. Like before I was in the truth, I didn't know how to be a good son. You know what I'm saying? I damn sure didn't know how to be a good husband. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to be a good anything. I did the best I could with what I had, with what I knew. But it wasn't until I got in here I understood, like, okay, like this is a job. You know what I'm saying? This is a job, and that's why the Most High had to command us to do it. If it was so easy to do, He wouldn't have given us a command like, yo, make sure that you don't hold a grudge against your brother. Make sure you don't avenge your brother. Because within you, innately, that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You want to lash out when your brother do something you don't like. You want to scream on them. Your husband, your wife, whatever, they do something you don't like. The first thing you want to do is yell because you just know you're right about everything. But nah, it's a task. You know what I'm saying? So read what you got.
The book of Psalms 109. Chapter.
I cannot stand. Read it. Sorry,
Salakia.
Just tell me where you at.
The book of Psalms 109. Chapter 109, verse 4.
Right, because all the stuff about loving our people, right? It slips by us. But we will so quickly give our love to somebody else. We'll give our love to these other nations like almost like we can't wait to get in line and kiss their behinds. You know what I'm saying? We line up and we go to their stores. You know what I'm saying? We buy everything that they sell. I mean, we in the Christian church, man, we just, especially after somebody dies, it kills me. A black man or black woman gets killed, and the first thing I see on the news is somebody hugging some white person. I can't, like they say to themselves, I cannot wait to go make a fool of myself by hugging these people that just murdered somebody. You understand? We love them so much that it's like they can't do no wrong. The scales are tipped. Please.
You know, this love the other nations is only for us.
Right.
Like they show us, like most of the commercials, you see a black woman with a white man, you know, a black woman with a Chinese man or whatever. They want us to love everybody. They ain't trying to love us at all.
At all.
On no level.
Give that brother a hand. Because like I was saying yesterday, it's only, and it's attack, this is slavery 101. When you're a slave and you have a slave master, the last thing they want you to do is have any sense of independence. Whatever you got to think what they want you to think. You got to wear what they want you to wear. You got to be what they want you to be. And the so-called white man, he oppresses the whole world to a degree. But what's the scripture say? They are confederate against thee. They're confederate against us. So while he has oppressed or kind of, demeaned other nations, he doesn't oppress them like us. He doesn't expect of them what he expects of us. We can't say anything. If a black man straight up says, I love black women, let LeBron James come out tomorrow and say, I love black women. He's going to catch it. He's going to catch it. They're going to be like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean you love it? Are you saying that it's wrong? You have something against interracial marriage? He's going to get grilled like that. But do you think anybody would ever say that to any kind of Asian anybody? Please.
You know, I listened to a radio show last night with the general, and one of the brothers said he was talking about an instance when he was in a club. Right. And he said an Elamite was in the club, like trying to find the most drunk black woman in the club. Like, and it was these two black women, they was mad drunk. He said one of them threw up. He said, but the Elamite was sitting next to them the whole night, like asking them where they live, this, that, and the other. And he had to go over, he said he went over and told the Elamite to get away from them. Right. And they told him that the Elamite would just kept asking where they lived. He was trying to catch them out there because they could come into our club, right, take our women out the club. Right. You can't even get into their club.
Man, you can't. They got so many tactics that stop you from going into their club. If they don't want you to get in there, they're not going to get in there. You're not getting in there. They're going to be like, no Timbs, no sneakers, no baggy jeans, no shirt with this kind of collar. You cannot wear a hat that looks like this. No fitteds, no snapbacks. And it's going to be like, yo, like you literally just described every black man in this goddamn city. You know what I'm saying? But a white dude could walk in there with his toes out and straight up flip-flops. But you know what I'm saying? I got on Nike boots and I can't get in it. Like, that's what they do. But back to the point of you saying, they are not held to that standard. We have to love everybody. Like it's like America pushes that on us. They don't push that on everybody else. Give me some more things that America pushes on black people that they don't push on everybody else as much. Go ahead. Homosexuality. I mean, do we not lead in all the new cases of AIDS? The gayest cities in America, you think San Francisco? No. Atlanta. Philly is one of them as well. New York. Like, they push all of those things on us. Please. Like, we can't even mourn. When a young black boy gets killed and one of us decides to go like in the Amber Guyver thing, to go hug them, they get applauded. You know what I'm saying? Please.
Even worse than that, after Mike Brown was murdered in the street and they had that young black male that had been adopted by the two lesbian white women Yeah, they ended up driving that car off
the cliff.
And they never found, I think, his body.
Mm-hmm.
It was he had some other black children,
Yeah.
2 brothers and sisters, and all of them died.
Yeah, they kept showing that picture of him crying and like hugging a cop or something like that.
Police, and that woman hated them so much. She drove them off a damn cliff.
Well, they killed themselves too.
They killed themselves.
Brother, good night, Salakia. I heard about that, but yeah, I remember that picture. They was putting that picture everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But that imagery, again, is we are supposed to be the pillar of forgiveness. We are supposed to be the pillar of unity and togetherness. We're the ones, you know that phrase about reverse racism? That's talking about us. That's not talking about Asians or East Indians or any, it's not talking about them. Nobody is calling Asians who only hire other Asians racist in their stores. That's right. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is even questioning it. But as soon as we even talk about a little bit of blackness, we're playing the race card. We're what's the other word they say now? We're race baiting. There's all these kind of buzzwords to keep us from wanting to be around each other and just be a nation of people, which is why we read the scripture before in Zephaniah, to gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. They don't even want us to be in there. That's literally what the prayer says. You know what I'm saying? They have taken crafty counsel so that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. We're not even supposed to be a unified race of people. That's how they want us to look at each other. We're supposed to look at each other like, I'm me, he's him, I don't see color. That's not talking about heathen nations. That's not talking about them. It's talking about us. Well, if they're trying to prevent us from doing it, then there must be some good to it. Because the oppressor in this country, the oppressor in the earth is the devil. The Bible speaks of. So if he's saying that we shouldn't do it, that's exactly what we should be doing. And the Bible tells us to gather ourselves together. Please.
You know, I hate that with a passion. Even though she's using African kids, you know that she's Charlene Durham.
Charlize Theron.
Yeah. She got 2 little boys.
Right.
She got them dressed in leotards and shit, and dresses and shit. Every time you see them, like they think that's cute. Like nobody's saying.
Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to that white woman.
That's some hateful shit.
And you know she's African American.
Charlize Theron. I know she's from South Africa.
Right.
Yeah,
she's African American.
Her father, Gil Piltro, what's his name? His father, he played in that movie with Denzel. They never talk about her mother. Her mother must be a black woman then.
No, you getting me mixed up. She's not black. When I say she's African American, I'm saying she is born in Africa and she is now an American citizen. Right. But nobody calls her African American. That's my point. We're African American. I've never been to Africa in my life. I'm never going. You know what I'm saying? She's actually from Africa. Like, you know how if you're from China and you came to America when you were young, they call you what? Chinese American. She should be called African American, but nobody does that. You know what I'm saying? They use that word. It's a byword for us. But yeah, she's disgusting. But again, they are Hamites, so I don't care. But it's still to wild point. It's the imagery of it, and that she can get away with it. She don't give a damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she like just get out the car with the kid in a dress, like like you say, in a leotard, like, and nobody gonna do nothing to her. No one's gonna say anything.
They kind of glorify her.
Of course,
like she's doing charity.
Right. But guess what? Do they glorify her the way they glorify Dwayne Wade right now? No. Dwayne Wade is about to be richer than he ever was. Go ahead.
They're giving him 2 shows. They gave him a documentary. I heard he's making like 2 shows.
Listen, his NBA career is going to pale in comparison to what he's about to do. He's about to be raking them in for real. A black man with a transgender, I don't know, son, whatever, or straight trans son thing, right? That's what his son is.
No, I'm just kidding.
Right? Straight trans son thing. And then he's also mad effeminate. He's suspect. His wife then came out and said all kind of nastiness about what they be doing in that bedroom. Ooh wee. Good night.
She's disgusting.
Disgusting.
I used to like her too, man, back in the day.
Then, well, the absolute worst. And that brother, man, she done zapped all the manhood out of that.
Yeah, man, he just need to give up.
He's like a shell. You know what I'm saying? It's wicked. You know what I mean? But read the scripture you got. Get back on track.
Psalm 109, verse 4. For my love.
For my what?
For my love.
King David said, for my love. Read on.
They are my adversaries.
For my love, they are my adversaries. Don't nobody spend more money in a goddamn Chinese restaurant than black people. Nobody stimulates the economy of Chinese Americans, Japanese Americans, Filipino Americans, Korean Americans more than black people. Please.
Because I always just stay ghetto areas and shit. But I never seen a Chinese restaurant in a white neighborhood. You?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's a Chinese restaurant. But let me tell you something. There's a Chinese restaurant in my neighborhood in Queens, which is a predominantly white neighborhood, right? But it was there. People went. Food was pretty okay, but it wasn't like in a black neighborhood. The Chinese restaurant is like a staple. Like it's always gonna be there. It's never gonna move. Everyone's gonna be in there all the time. You're gonna see people in there just in droves, buying food consistently, making them rich. Meanwhile, they sleep in the basement and they don't even pay no rent, and they making money. But it's the same thing with other things. Like what I can tell you, like for example, because it don't really even matter. Because take like the beauty supply store. The beauty supply store is not always in the ghetto per se. Not always. There's one on Capitol Boulevard. There's one in Raleigh. There's one on Capitol Boulevard in Raleigh, right outside of downtown. I wouldn't call that the ghetto. But I can tell you that no one else shops in there but black people. They will drive from wherever they are to go to that beauty supply to get what kind of hair they be getting. I don't know the names of them. Somebody tell me like the bundles and all that. Like what is it?
I don't think people shop for unless you really like don't have that much money. You're not shopping for bundles at a hair store, but you like get like braiding hair.
Okay.
Some people, if they don't have enough money, they'll get like rimming hair and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, be that as it may, them stores is just filled with black women. You know what I'm saying? And then it'll be some black women, white women shopping. No, they don't. Like, I'm sure that a white woman has gone in there and bought something. I'm sure that a white woman, but this store is not here for them. They are setting up shop because they know it. On the outside of the damn store, it be a bunch of black female celebrities on the side making all kind of poses. It be Vivica A. Fox on the side of the damn thing. Like, that's not for white women to go in there, or Asian women to go in there, or Edomite women. That's for black women to go in there. Go ahead, what you got?
You know, I remember this guy. I'm not sure whether he was Judite or Hamite. I'm not sure. But he opened a hair care place, one of them hair places, right off of 7th Avenue, like 25th. And, you know, like he went out of business rather quickly.
Of course he did.
And I asked him, I said, yo, man, why I even went in there and bought some stuff just to try to help his brother out, whatever. But he said that the Koreans had such a lock. He said he couldn't undersell them because the Koreans had such a lock on the hair care products, like that nobody could get in. You know, like,
they have a network.
Yeah,
it's a network,
and they won't even sell certain products to you anymore. Absolutely, if you're not in there.
It's 100%. It's like a family. It's almost like, again, like every Chinese restaurant. Like, they're not owned by the same family, but it's like they all connected. You know what I'm saying? They all. Again, I'll give this example. You know what I'm saying, from where I'm from, of being around them a lot, is they have their restaurant wherever it is. When it's time for them to shop, they don't shop where you shop. When it's time for them to get their groceries, they don't buy them from the food line. Well, maybe down here because they have to, but there's not a lot of them down here. But they got their own everything. That's why I said I was sure that Main Street in Queens I thought coronavirus was gonna take over the whole damn neighborhood. I'm sure it will, because it's overran with Koreans and Asians and all of that. Yeah, what you got?
I got proof that, let me give you an example of proof that they're in cahoots with the white man. The Koreans in particular, like they have 150, they have 150 BID, Business Improvement District. And it was one by this sister named Barbara, I forget her last name, but I knew her. And, you know, they went after her, like when this whole big scandal with the Apollo came out, they went after her to try to blame her for some of the money, whatever. But what I found out was that the Koreans controlled the 125th Street Business Improvement District.
Really?
Yeah, and also later on, this is while Giuliani was the mayor, and Bloomberg too. This is when they kicked all of the black businesses. Like once they got in there and they got their power, like when I left Harlem, there was only like 11 black businesses on 125th.
Amazing.
And it was like over 100. Like we had the street merchants as well. They took Giuliani and Bloomberg and them Koreans, destroyed all of that.
I'm not shocked. Like they, again, because of that like familial networking thing they have, they get this. It's just too much power.
They infiltrate what they do is they infiltrate your cultural institution first. Because we always let them in.
Right. We always let them read the scripture.
For my love.
For all the goddamn dollars that we give to them, man. For us trying to get, you know what I'm saying, get in with them, and we let them into our neighborhoods, and we shake hands with them, and we cry when they're upset or when something happens to them, and an Asian man get beat upside his head, and we feeling sorry for him. For my love, read on.
They are my adversaries.
For my love, we got Latasha Harlins. Who remembers that?
That's a girl.
You ever heard of Latasha Harlins? Oh, you gonna find out about it today. Read on.
But I give myself unto prayer.
But I give myself unto prayer. You understand? Like, we give our love to people, these other nations, expecting to get it back. The other scripture says what? We've searched for our vain help for a nation that could not save us. We think that they're gonna, like Martin Luther King taught us, right? Because that's where we got it from. He taught us, well, you gotta fight hate with love. You gotta like love them to death. You gotta give so much love and so much love and so much love, and it'll come back to you. No, it doesn't work like that. Because when you give your love to somebody else, I mean, I think in any sister, I'm gonna use this example because it should drive the point home. You give all your love to a brother who already has his eyes on using you. No amount of love you give him is gonna change that. You can give him up, and I know sisters been there, I know brothers been there too. When you thought, nah, I'm gonna love this person so much that that's all I gotta do. I gotta just love them just a little bit more. And then they're gonna be right where I need them to be. They're gonna give it back to me. I'm gonna get some, what Lauren Hill say? I'm gonna get some reciprocity. No, you're not. The more you love that nigga, the more he'll be like, oh damn, this is easy. I got it. I don't gotta do nothing. The more you love that sister and she already decided that she just gonna use you for whatever you giving up, nah, it ain't gonna work like that. And it's the same thing with us. We think we about to love the white man into submission. We're going to love these other nations into submission. We're going to love them so much that they have to respect us. They have to love us back. No, you're going to get a goddamn bullet in the back of your head. You're going to get left in the middle of the street with your blood running down for hours. That's what's going to happen. You're going to get you're going to still live in the projects. Your water's gonna be all jacked up. Ain't no heat in the peas. Everything, you know what I'm saying? You still gotta worry about getting shot. You still gotta worry about getting diseases because there's rats and roaches running around. And everything's your neighborhood is just completely decimated. But Mr. Chong, he's gonna be just fine. And he's gonna keep getting that money. And then when he's done, he's not gonna go shop with the one store you have, he's not going to. He's going to go over to Main Street and go to the Chinese grocery store. Then he's going to go across the street to the Chinese bank. And then he's going to go to the Chinese bakery. And then the Chinese deli. And then that's how that works. You know what I'm saying? Read that scripture from the top one more time.
That be verse 5.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. We going to it.
For the book of Psalms 109, chapter 109, verse 4. For my love, they are my adversaries.
Right.
But I give myself unto prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. And they have rewarded me evil for good.
They have rewarded me evil for good. I mean, damn. When you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, it's almost like we talking about all this love. It's like all the love you have is never enough. Like, no matter how much patriotism we have, no matter how much we fought in their wars, no matter how much we bled and died for them, they still question our patriotism. I'm not saying you should be patriotic, but you get what I'm saying. Like, they still say, well, you gotta support your country more. You gotta, oh, you're talking about America, you gotta love America. If you don't like it, go back to Africa. No Black person should ever be getting told anything that sounds like that. Because my uncle was in Korea. My other uncle was in Vietnam. My aunt was in Iraq. Goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Other brothers that have been in the military, sisters been in the military, family in the military, fought, died. And as soon as you just say, I don't like the way of this country, go back to Africa. They hate you. You know what I'm saying? So the hugs and kisses you want to give them. Amber Geiger, that judge hugging Amber Geiger is not going to stop Black men from being incarcerated for drugs. It's not going to stop it. And no Black man he's not going to get that treatment.
He ain't going to get no hug either.
That's what I'm talking about. He's not getting a hug. No one's going to be like, oh, you sold the 30 kilos, 300 kilos, you know what I mean? But I understand you were trying to feed your family, and I commend you for that. Bring it in, brother. Yeah, the bailiff stroke his cornrows. No, it's not going to happen. Read on.
And hatred for my love.
And hatred for my love. That's what they give you for your love. It's hatred because they're supposed to hate you. That's what they're here for. They're not here to be your friend. Deuteronomy doesn't say, I shall send, you know what I'm saying, your friends against you. It doesn't say you shall serve your buddies. It doesn't say you shall serve your equals. It says you're going to serve your enemies. Go ahead, please.
If I may, like I was reading the book of Kings, and this is when the Most High decided, after we did wickedness to the third generation, that he was going to start dismantling us.
Right.
And what he did was, he used those very nations that we were supposed to kill and separate from. Those very nations that we didn't obey his law pertaining to them, he used those very nations, man, to come in and deal with us. And
of
take
course,
us out.
absolutely.
And this is the same thing that's happening again.
It's the exact same thing. Read on.
Verse 6. Set thou a wicked man over him.
Did King David say, please, Lord, even though they treat us so badly, please help them and love them? Is that what he said? What did he say?
He said, kill him.
Read that one from the top, verse 6.
Set thou a wicked man over him,
Uh-huh.
and let Satan stand at his right hand.
And let Satan stand at his right hand. So guess what? Because I remember and love and care about Latasha Harlins, coronavirus, I don't care.
That's right.
Asian man walking through the neighborhood getting smacked up, I don't care. Got robbed, I don't care. I don't want my people to go rob nobody because I don't want y'all to go to jail. Don't commit crimes. Don't do illegal things. But as far as sympathy, because some old Asian man is on camera crying, nah, you're not getting no sympathy from me. Because we're gonna read it right now. Because this sister, you said you never heard of her? You ever heard of Latasha Harlins? No sweat. We're gonna read it. But this, let me find it first and I'm gonna send it to you right out.
Carnal.
Let me just make sure this one's good. 1 second. Yeah, this should be good, just to give a little overview. All right, so let me send it to you. I might pull up the Wikipedia too, so I can see a picture. This is good. Salaki. Yeah, I'm gonna send you this one. This should be too hard. I'll listen for a little bit and then I might switch to the other. But either way, I want one that gives a good overview of the situation. I want it to be detailed enough. Let me know when you got it out.
I got it.
Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna send you another one. I want you to read that one because it's shorter, and I'm just gonna read little excerpts from the other one. Because that was a little more detailed. But this one should be good to give an overview. All right. Got it up?
Yes.
Go ahead, read it.
You want me to read how the killing of Latasha?
Yep. How the killing of Tasha Holmes. Yep.
So like I got it. Oh Lord, they want me to subscribe. Okay, let me try it again.
Or why? Because LA Times.
Yeah, they want me to subscribe. Let me see if I can get rid of that real
You
quick.
should be able to.
Yeah. Let me find you guys. Okay. Subscribe. Oh, okay, I'm just. I can't read it out.
No sweat. I'll read it.
Every time I pull it up,
You can pull
I
up the
got
other.
it, I got it now.
Okay, come.
A generation ago, long before Trayvon Martin and Michael Brown and Black Lives Matter movement, the death of Latasha Harlins lit a fuse inside Los Angeles African American community. Latasha, 15, was shot in the back of the head by a Korean woman who owned a South Los Angeles liquor store.
Let's stop there. Because what are we talking about again, right? We talked about the scripture for my love. She owned a liquor store where?
In South Los Angeles.
For people who don't know, right? South Los Angeles is South Central Los Angeles. Right, yeah. South Los Angeles just means South Central, right? She had a liquor store in a black neighborhood. She owned it. We don't.
The killing was captured on a grainy security video. On the national stage, her case was overshadowed by another video that surfaced just weeks before, the one showing Los Angeles police officers beating Rodney King. But in Los Angeles, Latasha's death had a profound effect in both the Black and Korean communities. For Blacks, the killing became a symbol of the dangers and indifference faced by African American youth.
Mm-hmm.
Those feelings turned to rage when a woman who shot Harlan,
the woman,
Salakia, who shot Harlan, Soon Ja-do, avoided jail time.
She did what?
Avoided jail time.
She did what?
Avoided jail time.
Okay, now. So let's just recap a little bit. It's going to get into it. Tasha Hollins, this 15-year-old girl, walks into the grocery store, to the liquor store, excuse me, but it's a liquor store that you can buy other stuff in.
Yes,
right?
right.
Right? It's like, yeah, it's not ABC. You can buy candy, you can buy chips, juice. The claim was that, she was trying to steal an orange juice. She ends up, like, they had a small scuffle. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like, she tried to grab something from the girl. I think she had an orange juice in her hand. She tried to grab it from her, whatever. Then she dropped it, picked it up, whatever. She starts heading out the store. She's walking away from the woman now. Woman goes behind the counter, grabs a gun, shoots her in the back of the head, dead instantly, kills her. What the article is talking about right now is the fact she didn't go to jail at all. Like, she did 0 jail time. It's gonna talk about the trial. You think the woman that hugged Amber Geiger was bad? You think the bailiff that stroked her hair was bad? Wait till you hear what this damn judge did. Read on.
That along with the not guilty verdict in the King case,
Yeah, because they were found not guilty too. Read on.
became a rallying cry during the 1992 riots. For Korean Americans, the case prompted soul searching and debate about the rocky relationship between Korean immigrants who own liquor stores in black communities and their customers.
Mm-hmm.
The Latasha Harlins incident made it absolutely clear that Korean Americans are not
Oh,
spectators.
this is her, by the way. I don't know if I can see it, but that's her. Read on.
To the unfolding American racial drama, nor bystanders, said Edward J.W. Park, an Asian American studies professor at Loyola
American.
Marymount University. They were now intimately, inextricably implicated.
To her.
Latasha's killing inspired songs and a book, but the memory of her death faded in a way that King's beating never did. The King case resulted in changes over the years in how LAPD officers were allowed to use force. Latasha's death left no standing monuments or policy changes, something that haunts her family. All these people, these are quotes, all these people came to the surface, said her aunt Denise Harlins, but nothing was ever done. That still bothers me to this day.
When I hear about this story, it makes me think about Emmett Till. Only in the regard of this crime was committed against this child. And at the time, nobody was, even the responsible parties were right there, but no one has to pay for it. And this is 1991. As long ago as it may seem, this is not even 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
If I may, I remember this story didn't really even make the news. Like, we heard about this story like on social media and stuff like that, like through the word of mouth.
Right.
It was not a publicized case. Like,
Right.
They hit it like.
That's good.
But Tupac, he had her in, like, it wasn't just one song. He kept saying her name in like different songs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking it up now because I'm like listening to some of the lyrics in my
Right.
mind, but it's different lyrics because it was like at least 4 songs that he was mentioning her on, because like he was out there rioting with her,
Right.
you know, Rodney King and everything, and he dedicated, I want to say it was Keep Your Head Up to her.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. Keep reading now.
On March 16th, 1991, 25 years ago,
This article's from 2016. We don't.
Latasha walked into Empire Liquor Market in Delhi in South LA. Do accuse her of trying to steal a $1.79 bottle of orange juice. Witnesses said that Latasha, the teen punched her in the face for free, knocking the store owner to the ground. Latasha tossed the orange juice on the counter and walked towards the door. Dude picked a caliber handgun and fired a shot into the back of the girl's head, killing her instantly. Police later concluded that there was no attempt at shoplifting.
Now, again, I want you to I wanted to be clear here. Like I said, police found there was no shot. Give me the scripture, you shall only be oppressed. I think it's in Deuteronomy. Yeah. Because, Deuteronomy 28 and 29.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday.
Thou shalt grope at noonday. Read on.
As the blind gropeth in darkness.
Right. The blind gropeth in darkness. You shall grope at noonday. It's a metaphor saying that you're going to be reaching, trying to grab hold of something. You're going to grope at noonday, right? Read on.
And thou shalt not prosper in thy way.
You can vote all the hell you want. You can vote for Bernie. You can vote for Hillary. You can vote for Trump. I don't give a damn. You can vote for whoever you want. You know what I'm saying? You can go to that big time college. You can go to Harvard, go to Yale. You know what I'm saying? You can get that fancy job. You know what I mean? You can do anything you want to do and think that you're going to somehow get out of your condition. You're going to get away from these curses. Read on.
And thou shalt be only oppressed.
That shall be what?
Only oppressed.
That shall be only oppressed. That's it. All of who's ever heard this garbage? Well, if you're not breaking the law, then you have nothing to worry about. If we have to stop promoting the criminality, and if we just do the right thing, then we wouldn't be filling up the jails. Like we're just so criminal minded, and if we do better, then we'll be better. We've heard that, right? Well, if he would have just dressed differently. Well, if he would have just had his hood off. Well, if she would have just been more respectful. Somebody should have taught her not to curse so much. If she had just, her demeanor was just very this, or everything, every reason they come up with. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Latasha Harlins, I want y'all to imagine yourself in that goddamn store, seeing a little girl, she's 15, with money in her hand, saying, I'm going to pay you. I'm going to pay you. There's other people in the store saying, I saw her. She had the money in her hand. She was going to pay the woman. I can attest to this myself. I remember when I was a kid, I was about 10, maybe 11. Me and my older brother, so I was 10, 11, he was about 14, maybe 13. And we went in the store on our block when my mom was living in Richmond Hill. That's in Queens too. That's on Atlantic Avenue. I think it actually goes into Brooklyn. But we went in the store. I was about to buy something. I forgot what it was. It was something small. I never stole nothing in my life. That's just not how I am. But for some reason, this Elamite, big beard, turban, he accused us of stealing. I'm like, yo, we're not stealing from you. No, it's not like that. I got money. I'm about to pay for whatever. When I tell you that this old Elamite came in there and yoked up me and my brother and pushed us out the store, I cried like a baby. Because I was like, I don't understand. I'm telling my brother, I don't get it. I didn't do anything. I wasn't taking them from him. So when I think of this case, it's the same thing to me. I imagine this little girl pleading, no, I'm not trying to rob you. I got money. I want to buy it. But if you're going to act like that, whatever. So then, read on. First finish the scripture.
And thou shalt be only oppressed.
Thou shalt be only oppressed.
Evermore. And no man shall save thee.
And no man shall save thee. Like I was saying, her case is clear, cut, and dry. All the witnesses said she didn't steal anything. She had the money in her hand. She didn't attack the woman. The woman attacked her. You know what I'm saying? She grabbed her sweater. This is eyewitnesses. And then what's even more, they say now everything's on camera. This was on camera. Now go back to was I reading the article? You was reading the article. You was reading the other one. Yeah, that's why. Keep going.
A jury. Let's go. But let's just reemphasize this. No, the police later concluded that there was no attempt at shoplifting. A jury found
a Korean woman, read on, owning a liquor store in a black neighborhood, read on.
A jury found Du guilty of voluntary manslaughter, which carried a maximum sentence of 16 years in prison.
It's like everything's going not right, but she didn't shoplift. She didn't commit a crime. She was attacked. The jury found her guilty of manslaughter. Read on.
Which carries a maximum sentence of 16 years in prison. Joyce,
read it right. Yeah, nice and slow. Pause.
Judge Joyce A. Carlin.
Judge Joyce A. Carlin, read.
Gave her probation.
Gave her what?
Probation.
Gave her probation, read.
400 hours of community service and a $500 fine.
Almost makes me want to cry. $500 fine. I think you get more than that for like public urination. In fact, I read an article that said like a week after this event, a black man got put in jail for not killing a dog. Something with a dog. I'm not sure if he injured a dog or killed, something to that effect.
I think he starved the dog almost to death.
Right.
Something like that.
And he got like 5 years.
And look at the brothers, he shot the police dog, they gave him life in prison. And there's a case, another case in Harlem where his brother was coming down the stairs, if I may. He was coming down the stairs and the Chinese police officer was scared because it was dark in the hallway and he was in the project. And he was coming down the stairs and the Chinese officer panicked and killed him.
Mm.
And the DA I think this was in Brooklyn, the DA was a black man. And they found the Chinese, he was found guilty of manslaughter, but he didn't get no jail time. The good thing that I want to report is the black man, the prosecutor, died like 2 weeks later for heart attack.
Yeah, Most High in Christ. Let's get a hand clap. Wait, no, let me not do that. He's a black man, right?
Yeah, he was a black man.
We don't want to celebrate a black man.
All right,
Salaki. So take back that clap. Take it back. You know what I'm saying? My bad. But that's disgusting.
He didn't do no jail
But this is a precedent. So now you see this is not just an isolated incident, it's a pattern. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Latasha stands as a sad symbol of criminal injustice, writer Erin Aubrey Kaplan said. She was the most innocent of innocents. She was 15 years old, not even legal age. A girl. The community saw this as an execution.
That's exactly what it was. It was an execution. I mean, like I said, everything case-wise, you would think on paper, everything's in her favor. She was walking away. It's on video. She's walking out of the store, away from this woman, so she's out of bread. So brains blown out. And this woman, this Korean woman, just went on about her life. I'm going to read this other article so you can hear some of the things this judge was saying. So, what the hell is this? Oh, that's the thing. Salakia. My bad. So, jump to this other one. If I can get it. Let's see, where's it start? So this is a little more detailed. It says Latasha lived in South Central LA, and she lived very close to the Empire Liquor Market, which is why she went there to purchase some orange juice that Saturday morning. She walks into the store, goes into the refrigerated part of the store, it's a bottle of orange juice that costs $1.79. She had $2 in her hand to pay for the juice. She sticks the juice into her backpack and part of it sticking out the top, and she proceeds to go to the counter to pay for it. Mrs. Duke, the shopkeeper's wife, is tending the shop that morning and immediately starts to aggressively ask Natasha if she's trying to steal her juice. This is from eyewitnesses' accounts. Natasha says, "I'm trying to pay for it." Duke grabs and tries to pull the backpack off her to see what's in it, and Natasha starts to fight back as a result of that. Duke falls down twice while they're fighting. When she stands back up the second time, she has a gun in her hand and she's pointing it at Natasha. The juice has fallen out of the backpack by now. Natasha bends down, picks up the juice, puts it on the counter, and turns to walk out of the store to avoid any further confrontation. Duke shoots her in the back of the head. Here's a quote. It's kind of off, but it says, "So we have one person who is alive and well. Now she's the victim. And the person who's dead and bleeding on the ground is the criminal." This is in March. In November, Duke is initially charged with first-degree murder with special circumstances. She's found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. The recommendation from the court, that's the probation officer, is that she receive the maximum sentence, 16 years in prison, because she didn't seem to show any remorse in her interviews. But the judge in the case, Judge Joyce Carlin, decided that Duke should not spend any time in jail, and instead gives her probation, makes her pay for Latasha's medical and funeral expenses, gives her community service, and lets her go. To the horror and anger of the larger community, the Black community, but also from all parts of the city. What's even more painful to the community, and particularly to Latasha's family, was that the judge said that Latasha was the criminal and that Duke was her victim. She said in her sentencing statement that if Latasha was still alive, she'd probably be in her court accused of assault on a shopkeeper. So we had one person who was alive and well. Now she's the victim. The person who's dead and bleeding on the ground is the criminal. And we see that happening over and over again. We saw it with Michael Brown. We saw it with Trayvon Martin. And now on and on and on. It's such a long list of names. Salakia. So, let me see if there's more on this real quick. Forgive me if, you know what I'm saying, if I sound cold. Let me just make it very clear. I only love Black and Native Indians.
That's right.
That's it. No one else. Never will. Shalaka, the sister said, white people go to Sally's. What's Sally's? It's a what? Oh. Good. I didn't know they had that. Didn't know it existed. No sweat. I've seen it, but I just didn't know that's what it was. Please.
Like, you don't like sell stuff that Black hair stores sell, like stuff that going by. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That makes sense. I get now. Knowing where the Sally's is now is like, oh yeah, I see why that is. No sweat. You know what I'm saying? But back to my point, man. I don't give a damn about these other nations. And I shouldn't. Because the Bible doesn't command me to give a damn about the other nations. We read earlier in the class, the Bible commands us to love each other. If we loved each other, if we really, really loved each other and didn't give a damn about these other nations, Latasha Holmes might be alive today. And that's not to say that you can't go into a store and buy it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, because it can happen at any time. But what I mean is, if we love each other enough to say to ourselves, you know what, like right now, what's going on with this coronavirus? I don't know if y'all ate a lot of Moab. Like I don't know if y'all went in there a lot, but I don't do it as much now now I don't do it all, but I'm saying even when I came to North Carolina, I didn't do it as much as when I lived in New York, but I still, because it's kind of part of the culture I grew up in, I still would go there relatively often. But obviously now I'm not touching it at all. I refuse. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure a lot of my brothers and sisters feel the same way. But imagine if that was just in us to not deal with them at all. Like, no, I'm there. Why would I go to their store? Why would I go to deal with the Koreans who hate us anyway? That's another part of the article that we were reading, where they said that a lot of the residents in South Central they were bothered by the murder and everything, and they're like, yo, like, this, we shouldn't have seen this coming, because they treat us. Have you ever been in one of these stores? Have you ever been in a Korean-owned store? They don't like you, man.
You know,
Go ahead, please.
I was in the military, I was stationed in Korea, and they had a word for us. And the word for monkey is, in Korean, is wazingi. And the word for black people is kumdingi. Like, we was like monkeys to them. And they had this show where they had these Koreans. I used to watch it every Thursday. It was this show. And it was these Koreans in blackface.
Wow.
And they was like portraying African Americans. And like, it was all in Korean except for the curse words. The curse words was in English.
Wow.
It was funny as hell. I was like 19 years old at the time. It was funny as hell. But it was derogatory to black people. And this is the idea that they put in, like, they believe during the Korean War, which my father served in, that we had tails. And I'll never forget this. This is the word. This is my word to God. I was on a train from Seoul, Korea to the Air Force Base, which was in Osan. I was on a train, and a little Korean girl walked over to me and started rubbing my skin. And like, you know, I looked at her mother, and her mother,
good night.
I wanted to punch the little bitch.
No sweat, brother. I'm glad you didn't.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? Here's you, because here you are. You know what I'm saying? Good job as all right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, clap for that. You know what I'm saying? I can see why you want to do that. You know what I mean? But we need more soldiers up in here, so I'm glad you were able to maintain yourself.
I would have been under the jail.
Absolutely, 100%. You know? But that's just the reality. And so when I see a black man or a black woman caping for them, like, oh, we can't be racist, we can't do that, we can't mistreat them, this is wrong. Like, man, you must have forgot the history. Like you just said, it wasn't even an isolated incident. This is happening consistently. They get scared and shoot one of us, and we're the criminal. The damn judge was like, oh, well, if Latasha was alive, she'd be in my court. So that means she deserves to die? Please, sister. Please.
It's funny how they always try to get into our mentality, but they never try to actually diagnose themselves. And I mean, like, especially Edom. You know, Esau never wants to go and figure out how wicked he must be to have treated us in particular, like blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in particular, how wicked they've done. They never want to get down to the psychology of that. You know what I'm saying? And like those traits, they passing down. You hear, I was reading an article about how Australia had received all these prisoners, and that's what started their foundation of their civilization for those, you know, what they call the current people that are there, even though there was Aboriginals already there. But the same thing happened here. They were sending criminals here. And it's that same criminal mentality. And if you think about it, they were criminals when they were over there.
Right.
You know, but they never want to get down into their own psychology. And that's the thing that aggravates me so much with dealing with them now, because they're always very quick to point a finger, but they'll never want to look in the mirror.
Of course not, because he's the devil the Bible speaks.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The devil the Bible speaks of, and let me tell you something. Like, read the scripture, Isaiah chapter 56 and verse 9. Give me that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 56, verse 9. All ye beasts.
All ye what?
beast of the field.
The so-called Caucasian man is a what?
Beast of the field.
Moab is a what?
Beast of the field.
Edomites are what?
Beast of the field.
If you're not black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you're what?
A beast of the field.
These other nations are goddamn animals, man. They're the animals.
That's right.
They're the criminals. They're the thieves and the robbers. They're the murderers. They're the wicked on the earth, man. Like Job 9:24 says. We don't run the world. Job 9:24 says what? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. But we're the ones who, again, like I always bring out, the poster boy for animal cruelty, Michael Vick. Poster boy for murder of white women, O.J. Simpson. Poster boy for date rape, Bill Cosby. Poster boy for any negative thing you can think of, it's a black man. I mean, black women are seen as the poster boy or poster child for what? For government assistance. And whoredom, when white women get more government assistance than black women, and are way bigger whores than black women. Like, man, I'm not gonna get, I promise you I won't get vulgar. But I remember a time when black, like, it's like known, like all that freaky sexual stuff is white people stuff. It's known in our community, like that's what they do. They do all the extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's only now that, you know what I'm saying, this disgusting pornography is rampant and everything, and all of a sudden black people want some crazy, freaky nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But that's how they get down. And we've always known that. Please, go ahead.
I'm old enough to remember when the black family was still intact.
Right.
In the 60s. You know, and like certain things that would happen, we always knew it was white people. Like when certain crimes occurred.
Right. Of course.
Because we didn't do that type of shit.
I'm saying we didn't do that type of stuff. But I even remember I remember back there was a time, right? Well, I mean, I've kind of heard of it, but I was really young. You would, if you asked a sister to perform some kind of crazy sexual act, she would be like,
when hot pants first came out, you know, they call them hot pants. But hot pants was started by white folk.
Of course it was.
And then we started following their trends.
But I'm glad you said that. I was just saying it the other day. You go outside, man. You will see all kinds of Caucasian women wearing straight leggings. Nothing else. Just leggings. That's like, but they wear them like pants. You'll see Caucasian women when it's hot in the summer, you'll straight up see like buttocks cuppage at the bottom of their shorts. And people are just going about their business. A black woman who just naturally has a shape will be wearing something way less revealing. But it's, oh my God, did you see what she was wearing? They look at our women as just whores. And our men as whoremongers. Meanwhile, you go back and look in the archives, back in the 1800s, early 1900s, you know who was chilling at the whorehouse? The mayor. The mayor. Oh, where's Mayor so-and-so? Oh, he's at Elizabeth's, you know what I'm saying, place of fun and get together and do all kinds of nastiness. He's over there chilling, he's playing cards. That's where the mayor was hanging out, all these politicians and all that. But we're the poster boys and the poster girls and the poster children of all these negative things. But that's who they are. Read that scripture out. This is gonna be the last one, and we're gonna close it out. Because I gotta bring this out, man, because we've been letting them destroy us forever. We've been under their thumb and letting them, you know what I'm saying, mistreat us, talk down on us forever. Talk about, you know how they say, my grandfather came to this country with nothing, and now he owns it. Man, how about this? My great-great-great-great-great-grandfather came to this goddamn country with nothing, and I still get treated like a goddamn nigger. That's all I am. Because that's what he was. You understand? They're not coming over here with that kind of stigma on them. And we play into that. But it's time we start. I'm glad this is happening because it's time we start changing our perception.
That's right.
It's time we start taking some of that goddamn love we want to give them and redirecting it back on ourselves, man. Y'all sisters better get out there. I want to see some more sisters making some chicken wings, man. Y'all better get in them kitchens and fry up them wings, man, and have some plates ready.
Man, they got the recipe from you.
That's what I'm saying. They don't eat fried chicken in China. Like, they eat fried other stuff. Fried octopus and fried, I don't know what I'm saying. We were watching the show, what's Bizarre Foods? This white man be eating all kind of craziness.
Yes, I saw that.
Right?